Alright, now I want to look at my Affinity deck, and some games I played against some other decks in the tournament practice room. Um, this particular match wound up to be against a mono black control deck, um, and I did end up winning the match, but the third game, my opponent was a sore loser and decided that he was just going to let his clock run down with like 15 minutes left on it. So I just quit the game, and of course now it's not. It didn't record it, but it was a pretty crazy game. But anyway, here was the first game, and my hand, I'm okay with keeping. I'm going to get some card draw. I had 4 lands, a Chromatic Star as a play on turn 1, so on turn 2 I was going to get Frogmite out. Um, Prophetic Prism. Actually, I could turn 2. We go turn 1 Chromatic Star, turn 2 Prophetic Prism and Frogmite. So I was going to get a pretty good start. And I didn't know what the type of deck I was playing against, so that's basically what I thought. That's why I didn't mulligan this, and it seems to be, I think, looking back on it, that's a good decision. It's always nice to have red mana in this thing, but when you have a Chromatic Star and Prophetic Prism, you can fix your mana, so it's not an issue. And the reason I want red is because my key spells for a lot of matchups are in red. So my opponent plays is just a swamp and passes, and I should play Frogmite here after my Prism. Draw an Enforcer. This is a really good start for me. And he cycles the Baron Moor, and I'm probably going to get Edicted here, right? No. Okay. I play. Now I Enforcer. Now, I don't know the mono black spells off the top of my head, so I didn't really know if there's instant speed edicts. I think there are, but I don't know how much they would cost if they would if they were to cast them. And by edict, I mean there's a spell that um, forces your opponent to sacrifice a creature. So I want to at least be able to hit with the Frogmite, and if I have to sacrifice, I'll sacrifice the Frogmite. And that's how I remember it. So attack. This is fine. Guess Verdict. Okay, it is an instant, and it's 2 mana. Target player sacrifices a creature. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm gonna sacrifice the Frogmite here. I don't think this is a very good matchup. It's close. It's close before sideboard, I think. So anyway, all right. So there I go. Sacrifice the Frogmite. What am I doing here? Okay, I'm just fishing for cards here, which is good, and play the ATOG because I wanna. Yeah, I think this game it turned out bad. I didn't want to have ATOG, really. Crypt Rats. Alright, so he's playing Crypt Rats, which he can just pump mana. I should get the card up here. Card. Because I know my resolution is not the greatest since I haven't figured it out yet. Crypt Rats, so he can pump mana into that and just blow everything up. I don't really want to let him do that. I mean, he just doesn't want to have any creatures on the board. I don't know what his win condition is. I played this guy 3 games. I still didn't see exactly what he intended to play to kill me. I mean, some decks I still understand. I guess they just like having control of the board. They aren't really looking to win or something. I don't really get it. I'm going to guess there's like some big corrupt type spell or something that he would be able to throw all his X mana in. Because the only other things I saw was chittering rats and a Phyrexian Rager, which would take a very long time to kill me. Um, so yeah, that's what I was. But anyway, I didn't want to let him blow up the rats, and I have a Galvanic Blast in hand. Um, so um, yeah, there we go. I probably blast him. I do. I think I'm okay with that. Because now I poke him for 5. And the other thing about the mono black deck is going to be a lot of life spells that he pays for. And Unearth, that was really... God, this card is annoying. A 1 mana sorcery to bring it back to the battlefield. Hey, Grip Rats. The worst part is Chittering Rats puts a card in your hand back on top of your library, which is just a huge tempo play. And oh, man. So if they had Chittering Rats, that would have been really annoying. So he brings back the Crypt Rats. Yeah. I didn't know this deck at all, so I didn't really know what was going on. So he brings back the rats. And he's going to blow them up for 2, which... Now, in this whole game is like... You know... I'm not sure if I sacrificed right. I was desperate to look to win for some things, but what did I missed what I sacrificed. I sacrificed one of my lands, and this gets me in trouble because I think for the rest of the game I drew like another fling or something. I never really had a lot of mana, and partially is because I was sacrificing the ATOG. My thought here was that he doesn't want my creatures around. The only way I'm going to do damage to him is having these creatures. So he played an Unearth to get the Crypt Rats back to blow me back up. So basically, I was looking at it as I'm trading this Tree of Tales, which is in play, for these 2 cards, which I think is a fair trade. At the time, I think this is fine because now I'm going to swing in for 5 more, and he's going to go down to 8. I mean, he's tapped out unless he. Oh, yeah, see, this is the thing. It was hard for me to tell what was going on. I didn't know his deck. So he played Spinning Darkness. So he exiled 3 black cards from his graveyard to play this to do 3 damage here. So yeah, I'm kind of playing in the dark as far as what things are in his deck. But now he's like spent 3 cards and exiled a bunch of them, so I'm not going to bring those rats back. Basically to kill the Enforcer, which I don't know, is it worth the play? He's got 4 cards in hand. I don't know what he's got, so maybe it is. So now I'm stuck with ATOG, like a bunch of ATOGs, which I'm not particularly happy about because they are not beefy unless you sacrifice your hand to them. Okay, so I play the Forger. I'm thinking to beat him down. I just don't really think there's any choices here. So now Chittering Rats, this really kills me here. Not kills me, but this is a mean card. Because now I don't want these ATOGs. I would like to get rid of these ATOGs. And now I'm just going to put them back in my library. So and not knowing, even I don't really think there's anything I could have done about that, but it's frustrating. I just don't, and I think too after playing this game, I was thinking about how many ATOGs should I have in this deck, because you certainly don't want to have 1 on the board and 2 on your hand. That's not ideal. So that's just a deck construction thing I'm going to have to think about. So, big tempo play. Did I play the ATOG? I should play the ATOG. I really should play the ATOG. Play the ATOG. There you go. And hope he makes me discard the other one. Okay. He cycled Unearth because he's got no targets. He must be looking for land here. I'm in a bad way here, I think. Oh, I mean, I feel okay here. I think I end up losing this game somehow. So I attack, he blocks. Makes sense. And then he plays. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. He played Echoing Decay. Oh, then now he kills all my ATOGs with that card. Target creature and all other creatures the same name get a 2 -2 until the end of turn. Now I think this is a big mistake here. I think I started sacrificing stuff to save it, which I did. I should have just saved one. I mean, I've got one in my hand. And then I have a Mirror Enforcer sitting here. Well, no, this I just drew. Um, yeah. Yeah, I think this is a bad play. I should let that resolve. Because look, I have these, and I just killed one of my precious, precious lands to keep an ATOG, which I could have just well, I couldn't have replayed it either. If I let them both die, I would have had 4. Yeah, this is silly. I should let those die because then I could have these 4 and then play the Enforcer. I think what I was afraid of was a sacrifice thing, but I just crippled my board here. This is a terrible play, actually. Okay, that's where I lose. Now I have no mana. I think we just play the rest of this straight out. That was just a bad play. Now the rats and my thing goes back on top. He plays a Rager, and basically I'm just gonna die here, I think. Yeah, I just have no resources, and the Enforcer's useless in my hand. Okay, so that was a terrible thing. I should let the Atogs die. I think I saw that he was on 5 life, and I was just getting a little excited. He gets himself down to 3. Or did I win this? There's no way. How did I? Thought cast that I can't play. See if this is all really the sacrifice to save the Atogs was just bad. Just terrible. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Bad. I think I end up just conceding here. I think I draw another card I can't cast. And that Cripplerast pretty much seals the deal anyway. Yeah. Draw. Draw what? Draw a thought cast I can't cast. Yeah, I could cast it. I think I can cast it next turn, and I might actually do that, but I don't think I'd draw into anything. Yeah. Wow, that was silly. Why did I do? I could have drawn a card, right? 5 mana. -3 is 2. Blue 1. But then I wouldn't have been able to play anything. I would have just drawn cards, and then he swings for 5, bring me down to 3, and then he blows up the Crypt Rats. Okay, that's what I was looking at. So if I was looking at that game again, I would go back and say, well, I should not have sacrificed all that stuff to try to keep the ATOG. That was just silly. That just destroyed my board position. But that was a bad decision. So game 2. um, if I go to my deck editor and I would think about what I would side in here, and I think I sided in some Vapor Snags. I might have taken out a couple Disciples. Oh, and I got 3 for 3 here, maybe? I don't remember. I don't think I put Rest for the Worry in, but I think I just boarded in this Vapor Snags. Obviously, the Doom Blades are dead cards. Ancient Grudge are dead cards. Like Trickery are dead cards. Vapor Snag would be the only thing. And I think I boarded those in. Mainly, I think, to save my own creatures if I needed it. So that's my thinking. That's what I say now. I haven't seen the game. So I play first. So I say, yeah, let's see what... Of course I play first, and I keep this, which is kind of a nuts hand. It's a pretty good hand. Obviously, I kept some of the disciples in. Um, I think the way this goes is Tree of Tails, Chromatic Star, turn to Ancient Den. If I get another 1 mana, um, I can't quite play Mirror Enforcer on turn 2. I'll be able to play it on turn 3. Um, but I think my plan is I can throw creatures out quickly as possible before he gets to 2 mana, and able to play an Edict. So Star, fine. No play. That's pretty much what you expect. Oh, okay. I did put Rest for the Weary in. Don't know if that didn't really seem to be my issue in that game 1. And if I recall correctly, I did not play this in this game, and I did not play it in game 3, which went similar to this one, a tight, very close game. I don't think this card is a good thing for this matchup. It's just you need to, yeah, you know, I never really felt threatened, uh, like it was close. I really needed extra time or anything like this. So I think this is just kind of a dead card. Um, I'm going to say I should not have boarded that in. So, and then I throw the star away so I can play Carapace Forger, I believe. No, I did it so I can play Disciple of the Vault. That's what. Right. So that's the black that's the black mana there, dude. Um, so I'm totally expecting an Edict, and I do get an Edict, and of course I'm going to. Whoa. Okay, so let me go back. Why would I do that? I guess I'm trying to hurt him life-wise as much as possible. Um, but that's an enabler. I don't think I like that play. I think I would rather keep Frogmite because then it makes it easier for me to play Mirror Enforcer. This is why I look at these afterwards, because as you go through the game after, it's kind of like, what the heck was I thinking? Right? I mean, I have to sacrifice a creature. I have a Frogmite out of Disciple of the Vault. I think my thinking is that, well, I sacrifice the frog. He takes 1. Then I attack, he takes 1. And then the other artifact that goes in the graveyard from the Disciple will be okay. But I'm thinking I should just, again, I'm when I sacrifice the Frogmite, I'm striking at the heart of my deck, is that I'm trying to get cheap spells from the Affinity, from the artifact. So sacrifice the Disciple, I should have there. That's just, I think that's a bad play. And again, I don't know what cards he has that he doesn't need to spend mana on. So I really wanted to keep a couple creatures up so I could have a choice about the sacrifice. See, there you go. Diabolic Edict. This one's even cheaper than the other one. Not all his mana is black anyway. It doesn't really matter. So here, I think it's just obvious you have to do the Disciple because this is a 4/4 smasher. And next turn I'll be able to play a Mirror Enforcer, and there'll be a lot of pressure on the board. And maybe if he misses a land drop here, or was that an instant? It's still my turn, right? Can't see. Oh, it's a main. Yeah, it's my turn. No, I've already attacked. It's his turn. He edict me on his main. So anyway. Alright, good. And then he lays a land that he can't, it's tapped. Vault, Enforcer, Well, attack for 4. Forcer. Okay, now I'm out of gas, boys. We got to get stuff done. It's kind of a double-edged sword there. It makes me discard a card. Hold on, and I discard the Great Furnace. Again, I don't think I should be discarding artifacts. This card should be discarded. I don't need it. He has no pressure against me. What's he doing? Yeah, I should keep the Great Furnace. It just gives me more options. You know, if I do land an ATOG and I have a Fling in hand, then I have more things to sacrifice to it. Okay, another bad play. And he snuffs out my Enforcer. It's fine. He's looking pretty dead here. He needs to find an answer. He untaps. And he plays a Rager, which, I love this. You draw a card and lose 1 life. So he's down to 3, but he's got a blocker. And 2 mana, which he uses to sign in blood. Oh, this game's over. Yeah, he can't. Yeah. So even though I won that, I played that kind of. I made at least 2 bad decisions. I should not have. I should have sacrificed the Disciple first, and then I should have discarded this. Game 3 became kind of a bit of a deadlock, and I won it with the Sun Chaser flying over to kill him. And he had a couple of... which I don't understand this deck, really. I've seen another one that had land destruction. This one doesn't have it. But the other thing that this guy played in his deck, and I have to go digging for it, is... excuse me while I go digging for this card. No. The Quambage Witches, which I've seen in a couple of mono black control decks from in Pauper. Excuse me again. Which are good if you're facing off like a bunch of 1 power creatures, which I have 1 of in my deck, which are the Disciples. But I'm not really sure why they run these witches. I mean, they're black and they're pingers, but they also allow the person who got hit to direct 1 point of damage back. So he had these on board at one point when he was like down to 1 life. He couldn't do anything with them. So, and then he had played 1 at one point when I had when I had my bounce spell in, and I bounced it back, and it was a huge tempo play on him because he had tapped out or did something. He couldn't play it back on that turn, and he had to. It was a mess. I don't play that deck, so I don't really know the worth of these witches, and I'm just still confused about them. I still haven't seen them used in any kind of threatening type of way. Alright, so I'm going to look at one more here. And unfortunately, they're showing it from my opponent's point of view, so I'm going to be on the top. And these are my cards, which I guess I'm going to have to set up in a different kind of way. So again, this is 4. I'm gonna have some. I only have one creature to play, and I have a thought cast, and he lays down an expedition map first. So my thought is this is one of these blue Delver decks, which basically use a creature that flips over into a 3/2 flyer and beats you down and does some control and other things that I'm really not clear on. I think that the Delver is the win condition. I think that's this deck, or it could be another one. I don't remember this game specifically. But, you know, my game plan is always going to be kind of to beat people down as quickly as possible. So he doesn't make a play on turn 2. That's interesting. And I go Carapace Forger. A 2/2 will be a 4/4 next turn. He sacks. Of course, he could like bolt this. Oh, it's a post deck. Yeah, these are made for abusing things. You get a ton of mana. He'll probably have some returnable creatures, and he'll play something like a flick, some sort of ghostly flicker, and just recur cards. And then I've played these decks against these decks a lot, and I still don't know the actual win condition. There's like one that has a storm. It's a storm deck, and it returns um, re- returns everything on your board to your hand. Um, but I'm still not 100% clear. Um, I'm sure there's a bigger threat in there somewhere. But a lot of times, what happens is these guys just do this recurring thing, and you're like going yes, 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 and I grow incredibly bored and just give up the game. I'm probably going to lose anyway, or I could have watched him deck himself or something. I don't know. It's very masturbatory kind of deck. Um, anyway, so yeah, like sorcery, scry, go right ahead. Sorcery, scry, go right ahead. Okay, bash you for 4. Um, so I lay. I'm just stopping this to see what I would play here. So now I know I just want to bash, right? I have 3 in play. I can play the Frogmite and the Disciple. I really wish I had some blue, because then I could play the Thoughtcast to get some cards. Um, I don't really have a whole lot of beats here, but I do have Fling, um, which basically means that I can, you know, if something's bashing you for 4, and then I can fling him for another 4. So he's on a pretty quick clock here, even though don't look it. So I'm threatening to bash him for 7 next turn. He gains some life from his Glimmer Post. And he plays Muldrifter. So that's a blocker. He might have some tricks to put it in and out, so I'm probably going to want to kill it next turn with the Galvanic Blast and just bash him again. Although if I didn't do it, he would just block my Disciple. Or I could just Galvanic Blast him for 4. Because if he was to block, he's going to block the Disciple. I would have to hold that back. And then if he let 6 go, I'd have to do some math here to figure out what's the best way. It's. I figured if I kill the Muldrifter, he never has a block, and that's going to be worth at least 4 damage points, right? If I let him alive to block, he can just decide to stop 4 anyway. But this is 4 recurring, so I think Galvanic Blasting him is the correct play. I'm just trying to kill him as quickly as possible. I drew another Galvanic Blast. I would like some blue. So I leave 4 mana up because I really don't have anything to... Why didn't I play... Oh, I don't have any blue mana. That Thought Cast would have been so juicy. These are so nice when you have these artifacts. 1 blue mana, 2 cards. Sweet. No blue mana, you're just crying. I do have Fling, but only 1 red mana. I think he's the one on 11 here. So he's, unless he gains life here and a blocker, he's dead next turn. Yeah, I think he's kind of sunk here. And he taps out for Muldrifter. Does he play a land? Yes, he plays 1. Yeah, he's just dead. So I blasted on instep to clear the path. He had no way of bringing it back. That's the island's up. He might have a dispel, but he probably would have played it there. So he's really got nothing here. And then I'm just going to fling this at him, right? Yep. You did. So there's a lot of tricks that you can do with that deck, obviously, to kill people pretty quickly. I mean, with an ATOG out, it's also pretty fatal. You just do a little bit of math and figure it out, because fling is just kind of nasty. Let me see if I had any more on this particular... Who was this? Chuck Norris? Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris. Remember if I had... These are like all my games, and not all of them are the same. Some of them are from my limited. What was it? 265? 2656? Okay, so this... Was that game 1? I'm guessing that was game 1. So... Again, they put me at the top. I'm going to guess this is game 2. And in that particular thing, I really don't know what to sideboard. I don't really want to throw things back in his hand, and there's a couple other things I'm not really 100% sure about. I'm hoping I ship this hand back. Oh wait, I mulliganed to 6. I didn't see what my original was. I think my original was like no lands at all. And this, at least I can draw some cards by turn 3. I can at least do the thought cast if I haven't drawn any gas. Damn, this interface. This interface is just like... It's ancient. It was bad when they made it, and it still remains bad. It remains bad. Sorry, Wizards. I know it's really complicated, though. It's not an easy game to code. It's like, you can tell I'm going mad trying to figure out a way to show my cards. So, alright. I think I lose this game, but I'm wondering if I lost it for any good reason, or just the decks just beat me. My basic thought is if they are able to untap with 2 cloud posts in play, then I'm pretty much dead. I'm just not going to have enough gas, and I don't even have anything out right now to beat on him. Well, there's Frogmite into Thoughtcast. I have a couple Forgers, but no green mana. There's one Cloud Post. As you can see, you never really see a lot going on with it. This deck. It's like, what the hell is, you know? There's just some folks that like control and or combos or recursion or something. Okay, that's a fatty. Well, a blocker, which I think I end up killing. Yeah. I should really try to get this Forger in play. Yeah, there we go. Wall Drifter. Um, how did I lose this? I can't have lost this with Fling in hand, can I? Look at all this mana. Cloud of Fairies. Oh, this is probably what happened. It's like I just got tired of watching this shit. Now he returns target things, he ghostly flickers things, and he... Oh yeah, so I try to kill it. This is silly. He hydroblasts it, and now he just keeps playing this over and over because you can use Cloud of Fairies to untap when it comes back, and you draw, and you do it. Yeah, who the hell knows what's supposed to happen here, but good God, it's really tedious to play against. Yeah, okay. Alright, you drew more cards. Yeah, hey, you're untapping. Great. Sweet. Keep going. Fantastic. Wonderful. I don't remember if he laid land here or did what, but I just kind of got tired of watching this and just said, alright, you win. Your game, baby. I mean, I'm not going to die to Cloud of Fairies. I mean, it's one, you know. Yeah, Chuck Norris is one. See, I quit because I didn't want to watch that for like the next half hour. I had no idea how long he was going to continue to do this because like it recurs. He keeps untapping these two, and he taps them and gets more mana, and it just keeps recurring back and forth. I think that's the win condition. You bore the crap out of your opponent. Um, so I think there's one more game in that. So that was game two, which I probably would have won if I was patient enough to sit there and watch him do whatever it is that he was doing for the next hour and a half. What was that game? It was 265. Again, this it makes me wonder how many people at Wizards actually use the game. Alright, now I gotta remember which one was which. So we know that Chuck won the middle one. So it's either this one or this one. I'm thinking it's this one. Holy cow. Let me go back to and open up that other one. Just in case it was that one. Okay, so was it this one? Okay, so this is definitely a new game because I didn't have that. This must be game 3. Again, it doesn't tell you what game it is in the match. It's kind of annoying, isn't it? Get on the stick, Magic Online. Uh, and again, my hand will be across the top here. Um, I think I kept this because I am going to have a ton of pressure, and that's what I want. Wait, or is this the same game? Okay. I'm really not sure what I'm doing in this first. I think I'm trying to get the enforcer out as quickly as possible, but well, obviously that's going to help. All right, so there's some threats here on the board. um, in my hand, I don't have to attack with the ATOG. I mean, I could, but if I were to attack, if I were to untap and attack, um, I'm threatening to hit him for 6 with the Enforcer, 6 from the Enforcer and the Frogmite, bringing him down to 16. I could hit him with the ATOG. I could sacrifice 4 of my artifacts to give him 9 more. So that's 15, knocking him down to 7. And the ATOG would be a power of 9, and then I could fling for another 9. So you always hit double for each of those. So each of those artifacts represent 3 damage, the ones that are on board. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 12 damage. 1 from the ATOG, 13. 17, 19. Right? Am I calculating that correctly? No, actually, those should count for 4 damage each. Yeah, okay, 4, not 3, 4. 16, 17, 21, 23. I've got lethal on board. He probably doesn't know it. I mean, but I would assume that he should know that in his head should be thinking, if he has fling, he has lethal. I don't, it seems a little crazy, but there you go. That is the power of fling. And now, this is my instep, and he's fishing for a cloud post and not an island. He lays an island. I don't think he has time to do this. So now I can't. He's left up counter mana. He has no way. He has 1 blue. So I'm not going to fling ATOG this turn. But if he taps out, I fling, right? So what you do is you attack, make your play. I'm going to drop Vault of Whispers. I play Vault of Whispers, attack, pass the turn. He does whatever it is he does, and then on his instep, if he's tapped down that blue, well, if he doesn't tap down the blue mana, I'm going to play Galvanic Blast at his head. So, because I'm expecting him to play Cloud Post next turn. So he will be at, I will hit him for 7, dropping him at 15. Then I will hit him for 4, dropping him to 11. So I figure, I don't know, if he taps the island, I'm going to fling the ATOG. If not, I'm going to try to get him to tap the island to counter the galvanic blast. But so that's the plan, right? I'm saying this without remembering exactly what I did. So I attack, dropping him to 15, and I pass. Right? So I figure he's going to do some... I mean, he's on 15, so you got to count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If he taps this island... I mean, I think he's got to play like I have Fling in hand, right? Why would I pass? I don't have creature. I probably would have played it. I must have a spell or 2 lands. If I have a spell, what spell kills Chuck? Well, Fling and I'm dead. Fling and he's dead if he taps that island. I don't think he has one of the return an island to your hand counter, or if that exists. I don't remember the name of that. But, so he can't tap this island. If he even suspects Fling. He saw Fling in game 1. He knows I have it. That's what I killed him with last time. So, yes, he taps it for Hydroblast, which would have been a counter. So now, what do you think? He's destroy target permanent if it's red. Well, guess what? You're dead. I tap all my mana. That's another thing to remember. Make sure you get your mana so you can cast that spell after you've made all the sacrifices, because you're going to destroy your board. And now he's going to be a 15 power thing, and I fling it at him, and he's dead. Turn 4. Yeah, the Pauper, even though you wouldn't think it, can be a pretty quick format. There's a lot of turn 4 kills out there. There might even be turn 3s. I don't know. I don't think you can get a turn 3 kill with the Cyclops deck, but there might be some with an animator or something. Who knows? But that was definitely turn 4, so it's not. It can be dicey. I think I played that last game okay, but I don't know. I played that series a lot better than I played the Mono Black. I'll go looking for some other ones, and we'll see how that goes too.